Joining us now is political analyst Javed Rana from the Pakistani capital. Javed, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Javed, let's start with the protests in the United States, in Los Angeles, the immigration protests. What is the latest from there?
Well, I think it indicates a bigger game plan, which Donald Trump has already made public. We should not be surprised, something he did in his previous tenure. And now it looks like that he's doing it in a more aggressive form. And so far, the mainland law is concerned, its national law is concerned, its state's internal legislation is concerned, he's at least bothered about. And that is why we have heard complaints from the governor of California that he's been saying that his action of sending Marine and National Guards are illegal, and they are going to sue him in the court of law. Now, I think in a broader picture, this chaos is, of course, we have to see the things in its real scope and size. This is a limited in terms of the number of the people, in terms of the scale of these protests, because these are the what they call it so-called illegal immigrants. But again, it was a very intensified chaos. The vehicles were burned, and then roads were blocked, and chaotic scenes were created. I think that also indicates a bigger divide also between Democrats and the Republican. I don't know how things will unfold, but it looks like that this chaos would continue, and we should not forget the fact that the USA over the period of decades has been drawing its strength and its power from the elsewhere from the world, and that was very much embedded in its immigration policy. That was very much embedded in encouraging the international students, particularly those who are talented, who can work on the scientific inventions. And now it looks like that USA is closing down. It's shutting down to the international audience, and it is discouraging students. And more particularly, the focus obviously are the immigrants. And I think this chaos which we see in Los Angeles, it is going to spill over to the other states because these immigrants are there. Now, at the heart of this entire, what looks like a mess in Los Angeles is because of the fact that the federal authorities are directly intervening. They are directly arresting so-called illegal immigrants, and some of them are their green card holders, and some of them are their naturalized citizens. I think that is where this all have started, and it looks like that the divide between Democrats and Republican, that is also going to expand in days and weeks to come.
Javed, let's talk about the feud between Elon Musk and Trump. Now, we saw how Musk started criticizing Donald Trump for his taxation policies, and then Musk said, you shouldn't be doing this, and Trump, reacted by saying that we'll take away your government contracts, and then, the feud started getting bigger, and then, Elon Musk also posted on X, he said that, Trump is on the Epstein list as well. So how are you looking at this feud? What can we say about this?
Well, both are arrogant and both are politically motivated. And we should not forget of what Elon Musk said, that if somebody offers you money, somebody offers you power, why wouldn't you accept it? This was in response to the question when he was asked that your companies are like Tesla and others, they are losing in the stock markets. And then, basically, he's also power hungry, like Donald Trump. So I think this feud is looks like a personalized. It all started off with the so-called budget deficit. Elon Musk believes that it is going to cost more to the American citizen because it is, according to him, unprecedented that there would be more $2 trillion deficit to the U.S. economy, because at a time when U.S. is indebted about 34 to 35 trillion dollar. I think these are just optics, but I think there is a bigger picture, and the bigger picture is that there are reports indicating that Elon Musk is probably could could set up his own political party, because he has a great media network, and he has been saying and telling Donald Trump now that his electoral victory should be credited to his sport, and that sport was not in form of just $200 million that Elon Musk had paid to Trump's election campaign. It is also because of what I believe is a misuse of the Twitter, where algorithm was changed in favor of the Republican, and that I think that also caused a lot of setback to Kamala Harris. So I think he's basically now counting of what he has been doing on Trump. He's been projecting himself that that he's the man who knows the economy better than Trump, and he's not listening to him, and that is why he has deserted him. He has quit the government. But now it looks like also that the kind of the threats that we have seen from the Donald Trump administration, saying that his citizenship could be revoked and he could be sent back to South Africa. I think that is a terrible. I think the net result is going to be that sooner or later, I think both would disclose each other's secrets. Particularly, I think Elon Musk, he has referred about something. The question that you raised about the Epstein files, I think that means there will be more sex scandals against Donald Trump. This Epstein Jeffrey was a horrible person. I mean, little was known that Donald Trump was also among the guests he was receiving, and there was a lot of exploitation of teenagers by the Jeffrey. So I think it looks like that if there is no patch up between these two in coming days and weeks, there would be more disclosures, and the government of the Donald Trump would be further destabilized internally.
Javed, now finally, let's talk about Trump's travel ban and the visa revocation policies that Trump has implemented. Now, these policies are affecting students from Ivy League schools. We're seeing Harvard being attacked. We're seeing MIT being targeted as well. Now, they're trying to ban students. They're trying to ban anyone who's been supporting the Palestinian cause. So how are you looking at this?
Well, I think there are two dimensions. One is the Palestinian cause. The students who've been supporting Palestinian cause, they are being expelled, their entry is being banned. And then also there is another dimension, and that is a contain China policy, where there are reports suggesting that there are tens of thousands from students from China and Hong Kong, and their visas are being revoked, and their entry is being banned in the USA, because now USA believes that China can be contained with such measures. I think it's all over. China has already risen economically. I think in coming years, and probably that time is not that long when China would be effectively a superpower. So I think it's all over for the USA. It's too little and too late to prevent the rise of China. China has already risen as a one of the great power in the world. And then another aspect which you highlighted, and that's extremely important, and those are the Palestinian students. There are as many as 240 colleges and universities from where the international students have been banned. It means it is a net loss. It's a net loss, financial loss to the universities and colleges. It also means that the Zionist lobby is very active in the USA. It means that you can criticize anyone in the USA, but you cannot criticize the Jewish lobby. You cannot criticize the Zionist network. And I mean, it was unheard of the USA that there would not be a freedom of speech in the USA. There would not be freedom of association in the USA. So things are fast changing. These are all indicators that the USA is fast losing its grip on the international power politics. It is so-called Make America First means that USA is withdrawing from the rest of the world. Its soft influence is obviously shrinking with the measures like revoking the student visas, with the measures like banning people from certain countries. I think sooner or later, I think these are all indicators that the US is going to be restricted itself to the one side of the the world. It is not going to have a major say in the world politics. And I foresee, like anybody else, that there is going to be more rise of China, where Russia is also going to call shots. We have already seen that nobody is listening Donald Trump. Nobody is taking Donald Trump as a serious politician.
Javed Rana, thank you for that analysis and for joining us from the Pakistani capital.
The growing tide of anti-Israel sentiments. What you see behind me is just tip of the iceberg of what is happening in the country. More than half of $52 billion black CIA budget is spent on espionage network in Pakistan. How would you handle it?
The US has looked upon Pakistan as an ally at one point and then as an enemy at the same time.
That is going to be the first legalism on the basis of which he is going to be instantly ousted by the Supreme Court of Pakistan.
Joining us live, Javed Rana, who's an expert on politics and geo-strategic issues.
In the world politics, which is not being driven by any moral principle, it is being driven by the hard geo-strategic realities. In a broader picture, more countries would aspire to have nuclear weapons.